Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a concept that literally changes how we think about artificial intelligence. We're talking about the AI agent harness. We're going to break this down together, completely from scratch, so you can see exactly how real-world AI systems actually come to life.
So let's kick things off with a question that's probably keeping a lot of software developers up at night right now. Why does that absolutely mind-blowing AI demo you saw scrolling online suddenly fall apart the second you try to use it for a real business workflow? You know exactly what I mean, right? You see a model write perfect code in a 30-second clip, but then you drop it into your production environment and boom. It gets stuck in some infinite loop, confidently makes up a completely fake computer command, or just totally crashes. Well, the answer really boils down to the fundamental difference between a basic chatbot and a true AI agent. See, a chatbot just gives you one single reply. It doesn't have tools, and it has absolutely no memory of what you talked about yesterday. An AI agent? That's a different story. It needs to complete a multi-step chain of tasks. It actually has to use tools like APIs or file systems, and it needs persistent memory to track what it's doing. But here's the kicker. The model itself just can't do those things alone.
Section 1. The limits of raw AI.
To really grasp why AI struggles in production, we've got to understand the limits of a raw AI model all by itself. Think of a large language model, whether it's GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, whatever, as an incredibly brilliant consultant. But there's a huge catch. This genius consultant is locked in a room. They have no phone, no computer, no internet connection, and zero memory of your last meeting. Sure, they can answer any question brilliantly, but they can only use the information written on the little piece of paper you just slid under the door.
And that right there perfectly illustrates the core problem. We often call it AI amnesia. Raw models are severely limited. They literally cannot remember anything between conversations. They can't open files, they can't browse the web on their own, they can't actually take actions in the real world. And maybe most importantly, they can't verify if their own answer is actually correct before they hand it to you. A raw model just predicts the next word. It thinks, sure, but it cannot actually do.
Section 2. Agent equals model plus harness.
So how do we actually fix this? That brings us to the foundational equation of modern AI systems, the agent harness. An agent harness is basically the operating system, the toolbox, and the safety guardrails that we build right around the AI model. It's the software infrastructure that steps in to manage tool use, keep track of memory, handle execution, and run feedback loops. The model does the reasoning, right? But the harness provides the actual environment for that reasoning to take action.
The developers over at LangChain actually sum this up perfectly. They say, absolutely every piece of code, configuration, and execution logic that isn't the AI's actual brain falls into the category of the harness. The harness is the magic that turns a simple text prompt into a functional, working system.
I saw this analogy on the dev community recently, and it absolutely hit the nail on the head. Imagine Tony Stark. He's a total genius, right? That's your large language model. But without his suit, he's really just a guy in a t-shirt. He can't fly, he can't shoot lasers. The harness is the Iron Man suit. It provides the tools, the life support, the memory banks, and the physical ability to interact with the world. The suit doesn't make Tony smarter, it just makes his intelligence actually useful.
Section 3. Anatomy of a harness.
Let's look at how this robot suit is actually put together, piece by piece. A professional-grade harness is modular, and it usually has 5 core components. First, you've got system prompts. These give the agent its baseline rules and instructions. Second, tools. These give the agent hands, like API access or a web browser. Third, sandboxes. These are isolated, safe environments where the agent can run code without blowing up your real systems. Fourth, memory and state, which stop the agent from forgetting what it's doing. And finally, guardrails. These are strict checks to make sure the agent asks a human for permission before doing anything risky.
And that brings us to the CAR model, which stands for Control, Agency, and Runtime. This is such a game changer for developers when it comes to debugging. If your AI agent starts going off the rails, you can look at this framework and ask, okay, is this a control problem? Did we give it bad rules? Is it an agency problem? Like, did we give it the wrong tools? Or is it a runtime problem, meaning the environment or the memory itself is broken?
And honestly, the rabbit hole goes even deeper. Researchers recently published a paper completely formalizing AI harness engineering, and they mapped out exactly 11 distinct component responsibilities needed to turn raw model smarts into safe, auditable software behavior. We're talking about complex stuff, like tracking exactly why an AI made a mistake or keeping a permanent record of every time a human had to intervene. Building a harness is rapidly becoming its own massive engineering discipline.
Section 4. The reason and act loop.
But how do the brain and the suit actually work together when things are moving? Well, they operate in this continuous cycle called the react loop. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1. The model reasons about what to do next based on the context it has. Step 2. The harness takes that decision and actually acts by executing a tool. Step 3. The harness observes the result from that tool and feeds it right back to the model. And Step 4. The cycle repeats. The model thinks, the harness does, the harness reports back, and the model thinks again.
Now, here is a golden rule you have to remember. Call the model until done is absolutely not a harness, it's a bug. It is 100% up to the harness to manage this loop. The harness has to be smart enough to detect if the agent gets stuck doing the exact same wrong thing over and over. And it needs to know exactly what the stop conditions are so it can confidently say, all right, I'm finished.
Section 5. Why the harness matters. Which really brings us to why building this infrastructure is fast becoming the absolute most critical part of any enterprise AI strategy. A solid harness turns cool parlor tricks into reliable digital labor. It solves real-world failure modes. For example, it prevents context rot, which is when an agent gets super confused during a long task, by dynamically summarizing old memories. It catches code errors before they actually run. And super importantly, it enforces human-in-the-loop controls. Like say, an agent drafts an email to your biggest client, the harness will literally pause the whole system and wait for you to click approve before it sends anything out. It keeps you safe.
And if you're sitting there wondering, does this really make that big of a difference? The data absolutely proves it. Databricks ran a benchmark and found that taking a new model and pairing it with a specialized harness, one designed specifically for complex documents, jumped performance from around 36% to over 52%. That is a massive drop in errors. Sure, the model was better, but the harness is what actually translated that raw intelligence into reliable, real-world performance.
Researchers have even started mapping out a harness maturity ladder, going from level 0 up to level 3. Level 0 is basically your standard web chatbot, just text coming out, no way to trace how it got there. But as you climb up to level 1 and level 2, you start getting reproduction logs and solid automated safety checks. By the time you hit a level 3 harness, you aren't just getting text anymore. You're getting fully verified, auditable, enterprise-grade actions, complete with structured reports. The whole shebang.
When you look at the massive gap between what AI models can do in a lab and what they actually do in a live business environment, there's a quote from the dev community that perfectly sums up where the industry is at. A decent model with a great harness beats a great model with a bad one. Every single time. The raw intelligence of the model is literally only as good as the infrastructure supporting it.
The raw intelligence is already here, and it's just getting cheaper and faster by the minute. Which really leaves us with one final, absolutely critical question. How are you going to build your suit? How will you design the tools, the memory, and the guardrails that let all that incredible intelligence actually work for you, safely and reliably? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.